In this video you will learn how to make responsive navigation menus, responsive images and videos, responsive backgrounds and how to hide elements. You will find a link to the exercise file below this video. You might as well watch video 1 first, where we explain the basics of responsive design. I'll leave you a link to that video below. We start with a head, a menu, a content body and a footer. We have applied the basics of responsive design as seen in the first video. To make the main horizontal navigation menu, we will use an unordered list and give it a class name. In our CSS we will remove the standard list style, make it display horizontal and give it some basic styling properties. We will use the Add Media Screen property and set it to 600 pixels. This means that all screens under 600 pixels will have these extra styles applied to it. Make sure to write your Add Media properties at the end of your CSS. Small screens are controlled with a touchscreen and you want to make the links easier to click on. Therefore we will enlarge all the links on the page and make them bold. You can play around with these figures to fit your needs. When you look now, you see that it is more easy to navigate with a touchscreen. To make the submenu, we will make 2 div containers, one to display the submenu and another to hold the main content, and we give them an ID. For the links we just use A tags and break the lines with the BR tag. In our CSS we set the submenu and the content to display inline block. And we set the width of those containers expressed in percentage. You see the width of the submenu is 22% and the width of the content is 70%. Together they are 92%, which give us some room for paddings and margins. You should never have more than 100% width altogether. Otherwise the content container will pop out of its position. And to play safe, you set the total width to max 98%. In the Add Media Screen property, we reset the min height for the submenu. The auto is a fix for Internet Explorer. And we change the width of the submenu and the content. As a result, you have a navigation menu that looks good on any device. For the responsive images, we start with a head, a menu, a content body and a footer. We will use 2 examples, one with the image on the left of the text and another with the image on the right. In our HTML we have the image first and then a title and some text. We give the image and the paragraph a class where we will apply some CSS. In our CSS we have the class ImageLeft, where we set the width of the image, make it float left and give some spacing between the image and the text. This is the same for the ImageRight class, with the difference of floating right. And the clear class we used in a paragraph tag, just to reset the floating elements. The after property explains itself. Apply this styling after the specified class. We will use the Add Media Screen property and set it to 600 pixels. This means that all screens under 600 pixels will have these extra styles applied to it. For smaller screens we want to have the image on top of the text. We do this in our CSS by setting the classes ImageLeft and ImageRight to 100% width, no margin and reset the float. As a result, you have images and text that look good on any device. Responsive videos. We start with a head, a menu, a content body and a footer. For this example, we will use a YouTube video. Go to the video you like on YouTube, copy the embedded code and paste it into your content body. We place a div container around this video and give it a class name. Next we will remove the width and height from the iframe. In our CSS we apply some styling to the video class. Position relative, width, height 0 pixels and padding bottom 57%. This is to maintain the aspect ratio of the video. We set the iframe to position absolute, left and top 0 pixels and width and height 100%. I have set the background color to black so you'll be able to see the iframe when not displayed from a server. This is all there is to do to make responsive videos. As a result, you have a video that looks good on any device. Making a responsive background is very easy. We will set a background for the header, but feel free to set a background for any other element. Just link to the image and set the position to center. In this case, the background image is the same height as the header. To hide elements, just go to the media screen properties and define your element. We set this to display none. We don't want the background of the web page to take too much space when viewing on smaller devices, so we set the margins left and right from the main elements to 1 or even to 0. When we put everything together, it looks like this. Please refer to the responsive2final.html file. In this video you have learned how to make responsive menus, how to make responsive images and videos, how to make a responsive background and how to hide elements. Did you like this video? Please subscribe and share.